Good evening, everyone. I am Mark, your fat friend,
And I'm James, your black friend,
and this is the Fat and Black Connection.
where we talk about anything and everything. Well, as long as it's interesting to us.
Absolutely. And this is, of course, as always, a live,
Yeah,
interactive
yeah,
broadcast.
yeah.
It is October 18th, 2023.
That is correct, sir.
It is 8:03 p.m. on the Pacific left coast.
That is also correct, sir.
So when we say interactive, what does that mean?
That means we want your questions, comments, as long as they're positive. We don't want no negativity out here.
Get that hate out of here.
We don't like haters. And then, sometimes that'll change the direction of the show. It's happened more than once.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, we've spent the last number of weeks having a bunch of guests on from the fabulous Murphy's Inc. show, which has been a lot of fun talking to those folks. And last week we went back to somewhat of our quasi-normal format.
Yo, those are legit like the 5 stars.
Oh, so yes, yeah. So just
Where were those
really
from? I didn't see where those were from.
So really briefly, we've made some headway, significant headway with Murphy's Inc. We are charting on Apple charts for podcasts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
yeah, it's exciting times. So for those of you following along at home, Murphy's Inc. We just aired episode 8 on Sunday.
Right.
So that'll release worldwide on Friday.
Yeah.
And we're going to be taking a 2 week week hiatus. But just putzing along last night, was just doing some research, as I occasionally like to do, and found that Murphy's Inc. is rated a 4.7 out of 5 on Apple iTunes podcasts.
Okay.
The most recent comment, and it was from a little bit over a month ago, Murphy's Inc. is amazing. This adventure podcast, think a mixture of Ocean's 11 and Stargate, is better than most of the stuff I watch on my streaming services.
Hear that? Make us a show.
I think we got to pay somebody for that comment, because before that, we had a 5-star, great listen, give it a listen. Another 5-star, love the concept and the fresh approach. Time travel heist, very cool. So a lot of great comments on the charts for Murphy's Inc. We're not amazing by no sense, unless you look at Australia. In Australia, we are ranked 31st for science fiction podcast.
Nice.
And in Australia overall, we are
Thanks, Jen.
we are 138th in all fiction.
Oh,
So anything fiction.
all right.
And then looking at in the US for science fiction, we're 136,
Okay.
and there are thousands of podcasts. So
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. 117 in Canada.
All right. Thanks, Great White North.
The UK, I'm a little disappointed. I don't think Thirsty Kirsty's pulling her weight because
Kirsty.
we're at 205 in the UK.
Yo, Kirsty, I'm gonna need you to step that game up, girl.
Seriously, we had you on our show and everything.
Tell everybody.
But yeah, and in France, 196. But to be in the top 200 when
Yeah.
there are thousands of fiction podcasts out there,
I am mad.
yeah. And I have to imagine with our season continuing, we've got 8 episodes, we've still got 7 to go when
Yeah.
after our 2-week hiatus.
Yeah.
I can only imagine those numbers are going to go up and continue to improve.
Improvement.
So it's great. It's exciting times to be a part of the Murphy's Inc. family.
What you drinking tonight, son?
What do you have since you're already ready?
Oh yeah, no, I just grabbed. I had one more Imperial Joe. I still have that tumbler, that whatever the smoky one. I'm just like, ugh, I don't want it again.
Give it to your brother. He
I
likes to
know.
take your stuff anyways.
I'm saying I left it in there and it hasn't disappeared yet. I'm like, Jesus. No,
You should
like,
just offer it to him and be like, hey man,
yeah.
I know you like to just take my stuff, but here, let me give you one.
The one that I like, the one that I actually okay if he takes is like the one he's not touching. And it's like
He must know better.
he might.
So for me, I'm drinking something you left behind. The last Jacko Blast or Jacko Pumpkin Ale, Sam.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought I took all those because I know you weren't really a.
I didn't have one.
Oh, you didn't have one? I thought you did.
No,
you had the Oktoberfest. That's right. I remember that. Yeah,
I wasn't interested, but
yeah,
since you left it and it's here,
yeah,
and my wife's not going to drink it, so
yeah.
It does have that pumpkin-y spice smell to it.
So I'm saying I need to go back. Actually, I need to go back and grab a couple more of those
before they're gone.
Yeah.
Whew, okay. Okay, that's not bad. I'm not, I am not a fan of pumpkin spice anything.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like every once in a while I'll get like the pumpkin spice oatmeal just because it's only around during the season. But
to me, it almost has more of like a Christmas spiced like cider taste. So yeah, I don't love it, but I will enjoy it.
You know what it does remind me of? It reminds me of a Fuzzy Wig.
Okay.
The Sam Adams Fuzzy Wig.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it kind of reminds me of.
Yeah. And that is the Christmas. So it does make sense that it would be similar in that vein. So yeah, it's been another week. We are live. We are interactive. If you're out there, I see thousands of you are now watching. So please, feel free to chat away, comment away. We're here.
Get in there.
Yes. We are here to engage with you.
Talk to me, baby.
So last week we talked about an upcoming series that I enjoyed the first season of on Disney Plus, and it is coming back for a season 2. And we talked about what it was going to look like, but at that point I hadn't seen any imagery. And as I was putzing around, I came across this. So it is Behind the Attraction, new season, new adventures. So, you can see, of course, Big Thunder Mountain, Indiana Jones, Epcot, or Spaceship Earth is what's imaged there. World of Color, Pirates of the Caribbean, some food. So,
I didn't realize how many of those waffles. I didn't realize how many of those Mickey waffles they go through.
Oh man, I went to Minnie's breakfast buffet or whatever that they do at Disneyland I think it was at the Carnation Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's expensive because
Disneyland.
Well, but the characters are there.
Yeah, and that's the thrill of it, because you don't have to stand in line to see the characters, and they're all there.
They come to your table,
right?
So and this was last year when I went with my kid. It was her first time, and so it was like it was exciting.
So she handled that well.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because I've seen some kids, they freak out.
I didn't. So we actually went to Goofy's Kitchen the night before at over at the Disneyland Hotel.
Okay.
And it's similar where it's a buffet. It was a dinner buffet, and the first thing you do after you check in is you get to go take pictures with Goofy, and
Yeah.
he's dressed up like a chef and stuff. And as we're standing in line, I couldn't tell. She's standing there, and I could tell she was maybe a little off put, a little intimidated because
Oh, Goofy's huge.
Oh yeah, and imagine in a chef's costume where his hat's like up to here. And,
Yeah. So I mean, like that, just like Goofy. Like you think about all the big characters, like Goofy's big. The big bad wolf is huge, is big. Sully's actually smaller than I thought he would be. But
Vader's
yeah,
big.
huh?
Vader.
Yeah, Vader's huge. Speaking of those, I keep seeing some of these videos where like there's been a couple kids like at the this little Star Wars Jedi Academy thing where like one kid took a knee to Lord Vader. And then like the other day, or I don't know if it was the other day, but the last video I saw, some kid went ham. He was swinging on everybody. He's swinging on everybody. He was not playing.
That is a kid you do not give a lightsaber to.
No, he was he went after the stormtroopers. He like even the master tried to stop him, and he's like, whoa, we're on the same side.
Nice.
Man, he was going ham.
So yeah, so back to those waffles that are imaged in over here. So I went to the mini breakfast at Carnation Cafe, and it's literally just, there's lots of different things to choose from: eggs and omelets and eggs and bacon and sausage and eggs. And then there's of course is the Mickey waffles.
Right.
And I mean, I think out at any given time, there was a tray filled with, 50 to 100.
Yeah.
And those just go, right? So, and that's at just that restaurant. So everywhere.
If I was doing that for sure, like I would grab, like if I could, I don't know. I mean, in my bag, I might grab a couple extra waffles and just keep them in my bag in a plastic baggie.
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, it is expensive enough as it is. So.
That's what I'm saying. Keep you a little snack as you go throughout your day.
For sure. And
speaking of which, I gotta make sure my water pack is all cleaned out.
Your Camelback?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Comes in handy.
It does.
So keep it in line with Disney type stuff. This last Sunday.
Yeah.
There was the 100th anniversary special hosted by Kelly Ripa over on ABC.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I didn't really care about all that.
I don't disagree with you, but the thing I did care about and really was interested in was
it.
Once Upon a Studio.
Listen, I'm gonna need them to make sure they just keep that Mickey around.
That style of Mickey.
That's the Mickey that I like.
You like 40s, 50s Mickey?
Yeah. I mean, like anywhere besides the new Mickey, I'm okay with. I'll even, I can even kick it with Steamboat Willie Mickey. but yeah, no. Like when that was the Mickey they pulled out, I was like, yes, that's the one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then of course there was that moment where Mickey sees Walt's picture on the wall, and I just like, the feels and the tingles.
I'm not gonna lie. I little tear starter for him.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. When he just says, he looks at it and says, thanks. Like, woo.
Yeah, that was man. And probably, my this, not to be biased or anything, but my favorite thing about this whole cartoon was this moment.
Yeah.
Just getting to see all of these characters. I mean, it's amazing when you look at the lexicon that is Disney animation, because remember, this is just Disney Animation Studios. It's not Pixar. It's not anything else. And I don't know. Is this pretty much every single character that's ever been in a Disney animated film that's had a line, right? Like not just like a background.
I think these are just like main ish characters.
I don't know, man. Like if you look like Alice in Wonderland, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, like
Yeah, they
the
had the
the
oyster.
king from
They had
Alice.
the oyster, the walrus and the oyster story, bro. That was legit story. Oh, Clue Clay. Actually, speaking of that, is he in there somewhere?
Who?
The
The walrus?
walrus. I don't know. Maybe there's dude. That's the one thing. Like, I want this to come out, and then I need them to with this picture. I need to have a thing that basically said points to every character. Like
I'm
has
just
like a
wondering because, like,
blackout of every character.
if we count it out, are there 101 Dalmatians?
Probably. Well, I don't know. Maybe it looks like there's a lot of them.
I mean, they go all the way across. I love the fact that Oswald's there.
Yeah, he came in. I like how he's kind of snuck in there at the end.
Mm-hmm. Which is interesting because technically Oswald was not a part of Walt Disney Studios animation.
Right, but well, they've come out with or they've released some cartoons of him recently. So
yeah.
So I think that's the main reason. I did like I really, now that I'm seeing it, I didn't realize that the from Dinosaurs was back there, and
Mm-hmm.
I I like how the fairies were. I almost wanted to see it turn. What was it? Green. The hat turned green one time, just because they were like, she said,
Pink, make it pink.
make it green, make it, and then like just the last one, make it blue. But yeah, no,
Who's this over here?
That is that's from Raya. They were in Raya and the Last Dragon. That was the guy who had lost his child, and then that was the baby that had been like abandoned, but was like,
name this character.
A ninja. That is hold on. No. Yen Sid.
Disney backwards.
Yep.
So yeah, anyways, I love this image. I'm not gonna lie, I will probably find it and buy it and hang it on that wall over there or something.
No, that's a definite I want that purchase.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite moments, of course, because I've always said that I don't think this film gets enough love, was Dodger in the car driving by.
Yeah, bruh. Oliver and Company.
Billy Joel.
Oliver and Company is so underrated. And I'm tired of that. Actually, you know what's even more underrated than that? The Great Mouse Detective. Yo, where's Fagin? Did they not have Fagin in there?
That's a good call out. He's a human character, so would he be with the animals?
I would think so.
Yeah, I don't see.
I like the skeletons back there.
Mm-hmm.
And the trees from like some of the first
Silly Symphonies.
Yeah, Silly Symphonies. Oh, you got the brother bear back in the back, the Cowardly Lion, or what was that? No, what was that cartoon called? In the back, the lion, the sheepish lion.
Yes. But yeah, I could sit here probably for 20, 30 minutes straight, just looking at all the different characters and be like, oh yeah, I remember that. Or trying to figure out who's that? Like, oh, Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah. And then they got Paul Henry. Was it Paul Henry?
Paul Bunyan?
No, Paul. The one. He went up against
over here.
Is that him there?
Yeah.
It was cool because I thought
that's one of my favorites. Casey at the Bat.
Yeah.
We got to stop because I could seriously sit here and go through this and dissect it. And I don't know how many people out there actually enjoy it. because we're not getting any comments, folks, for the thousands of you out there that I can see are watching right now. Speak up. We are here to entertain ourselves, but we like to engage.
Love.
So talking about other Disney properties and stuff, I was unawareist of this next thing. I had no clue until yesterday. I heard that season 2 of this was coming out, and I was like, "What?" Did you know that the Santa Claus is coming back?
I thought we had got a resolution to that last season.
I
Did you watch last season?
I did not, because I just never got to it.
Yeah,
I
mean, like
was
watched,
interested, but
I watched the entire. I mean, I watched the season, and I thought that was pretty much gonna be. I thought that was supposed to be the end of it. Like that was to wrap everything. That was gonna be kind of the wrap up of the series.
Was Fluffy in the first season?
Oh no, that's cool. Gabriel.
Yeah. So
I mean, I'm
I like this image. I think that's pretty sweet.
Superhero status. No, I mean, I definitely I'm okay with it, I guess. I mean, as long as it's, because I liked what they did with the last one, with him trying to, give up the powers, and he wanted to move on and do other things. But I think the family kind of adjusted in and figured out, like, okay, we don't have it all, but we have pieces of it. And so I think that was really cool that they did it that way, and he decides to stay Santa Claus. So I'm interested to see where this season goes. I kind of prefer the series over the movies at this point. Like, I don't think you need a movie for it. I think the series, a few episodes, knock it out.
So I'm guessing this is going to be the villain, and I'm wondering who this is. Is this Krampus?
No, they had Krampus last season. He actually looked like the whole monster thing.
Oh, okay.
But no, I don't know what that is.
And I'm guessing that whatever that is, that's their elf sidekick.
Yeah, we'll see.
This one though, Tracy Morgan
as the Easter Bunny.
That's what I'm guessing.
Well, they've had, so I don't know if you saw the Santa Claus 3, the Escape Clause. There was he wasn't the Easter Bunny. There was another Easter Bunny, so maybe that Easter Bunny retired. But they had all of the like holiday creatures. Like they had the Easter Bunny, Mother Earth, the Tooth Fairy, so on and so forth. Jack Frost, and that's why he ended up taking over the North Pole. But
Gotcha. So we have some really exciting news.
So excited.
I hate you so much. To talk about. So we recently announced that for Kaboom Con.
I'm glad you finally got behind it.
I just accepted it.
Yeah.
That we had secured the West Side parking lot.
West Side?
Throwing it up. And that we would be using the West Side parking lot for food and beverage vendors.
Yeah.
And that we would have a little area set up with tables and chairs so people could go get their whatever from a food or beverage vendor and go sit down and chill outside.
Food's allowed inside, people.
That's right. No food or beverages inside except
water.
Yes, we will allow water.
I'll allow it.
But we can finally.
Really?
That's the best you could do.
Oh, sorry. We can finally
announce our first food / and or beverage, and I believe this one's primarily beverage vendor.
They might have a coffee cake or something on there.
This is possible. The Bonfire Coffee Collective.
Oh, collective. Oh, that sounds fancy.
Yes, they are. They are the first official food beverage vendor for KaboomCon. So we're super excited to have them,
They're gonna be there
and
first thing in the morning. Make sure you get your coffee needs, people.
that's right.
Get
That's
that
right.
fix.
Yeah, I mean, the convention starts. The gym will open it, and the building will open at 10. But I'm sure some of these food vendors will be ready to go before then.
I personally think that Bonfire. Now I'm not a coffee guy, but I have this feeling like, especially with the name like Bonfire Collective, Bonfire Coffee Collective. I'm thinking they might be better than Starbucks people.
Well, you got to remember, up here, we're not the Starbucks folks. We're Dutch Bros.
Oh, they might be better than Dutch Bros.
That's a tall ask. I've never had Bonfire Coffee, but I am looking forward. I will probably,
like I said, I don't drink coffee, but like
I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I will probably buy a cup because got to support, right?
I mean, if they have like the the hot chocolates or the apple ciders, I'm about that life.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up the basic info that they sent me, and I can maybe answer that question. Let's see. So they do espresso drinks, iced and cold. That is the description they gave me.
Oh, well, then looks like I might have stopped by there.
Yeah. So we shall see. We've got 5 other food beverage vendors that have signed up, but we are not going to announce them yet, and because they haven't locked in.
I talked to one today that was very interested, and I sent them the application.
Nice.
So we will see where that comes.
Good. That would be great. And we haven't talked about in a while the just where we're at on the floor in regards.
Beep, beep. Yeah. What we got?
It's shaping up, man. So remember, this is a representation.
This isn't the final.
This is not necessarily the final placement or anything like that. But this is, in essence, what we're looking at right now for the gymnasium with all the vendors, and we've only got a few open spaces left. We've got 5 10x10s and 5 8x5s left.
So tell your friends, tell them to come on down.
Yeah, so it's
KaboomCon.
It's shaping up, man. We've only got a couple outstanding that we've got on here but haven't paid yet. So we'll see. Hopefully we can make some more announcements about new vendors soon.
That's what I'm saying.
The other thing we can go ahead and show off right now is the game room for where they're going to be doing D&D. There's going to be a character creation table. There's going to be some other tables set up where you can do Magic, Pokemon, Lorcana, whatever, or other. It doesn't have to be a trading card game. It could be just a tabletop board game.
What the hell is Lorcana?
Disney-based Magic.
Oh, I haven't heard of this yet.
Yeah, man, it is sold out. I can't find it anywhere. I want to get it so bad. It is basically Magic, but with Disney characters and stuff.
Is it like from
Ravensburger?
Huh?
Ravensburger?
Oh, okay. I haven't heard of them before.
They're a game and puzzle company.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's big when you can get Disney license. Like you can get Disney licensing. That's huge.
Oh, for sure. So
they don't just hand that out to anybody.
No, they do not. So yeah, here is the Bonanza room, which will be the game room. So these red squares, these are do not block. Basically, I can't put anything in the red squares because those are entries.
The doors,
points of egress, if you will. So we will have 3 5-foot rounds where people will be sitting around playing D&D or doing character creation, and we've got 3 8-foot tables where people can play board games or trading card games, things of that nature. So that'll be a nice, fun little space for people to hang out and
Angel, bring your magic cards.
Angel, bring your magic cards. Yes, Angel, if you are out there and you're watching, bring your magic cards, I suppose. Another huge announcement to make in regards to KaboomCon is literally just today. I finalized our contract. I'm not sure what that was.
Signing your name, bro.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. With Gold Dust West. This is
I forgot they even had a hotel on that place. That's the crazy part.
yes, it's not a huge hotel. It's 100 I believe it's 174 rooms from the conversations I've had with them. So it is a smaller hotel. But here's the reason that it's great that we contracted to get some really good rates, and we'll talk about those in a minute. It is, if you are walking from the Gold Dust West down to the community center, it is less than a mile walk. If you drive, just because of the way you have to go to get there, it's like a 1.5 mile drive. But it is
Funny.
It is very close. It is very convenient, and we have
Right down the road.
we have negotiated some really good pricing for those of you that are going to be attending from out of town.
Yeah.
Or heck, even if you're in town and you just want to stay close.
You want to stay in a hotel for the night? Why not?
So I thought, let's take a minute.
Lock it down.
Let's take a minute, shall we, to take a look at Gold Dust West and what they have to offer at their facility.
This is Gold Dust West.
Please hold. Here we go. Just because we've got to watch this cheesy little video. All right.
Woohoo! These people have never been in this place before.
Hot dog. I just won $350.
I got a bowling
And I
alley
guess
in
they
there?
just couldn't throw ones around like that.
Apparently that's
There
allowed.
there is a bowling alley at this facility.
Yeah.
So
Maybe I have
Gold
to
Dust
get a
West,
game
your house full of friends. So let's take a look at what they have to offer.
I like the faux Paramount
Mountains
stars
with the stars. Yeah. Winners win with us. Restaurants eat with us. Hotels stay with us. Bowl with us. So they actually have 3 locations: one in Carson City, one in Reno, and one in Elko.
Well, shouldn't that be north and east or something? I don't know.
They are all called Gold Dust
I know.
West.
I'm just being foolish.
So just looking at the casino, gaming, play the hottest new slots, get dealt into the action with our table games. Some events, sizzling senior days every Wednesday. Well, this won't be relevant because our event's on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So not much there in regards to the casino. Stay, the hotel. So this is where this is interesting for us. So we should take a look. These are the 2 rooms that really matter: a standard king,
Yep.
and a standard queen.
Man, those are
So-
nice rooms, bro.
So I can tell you right now, for a standard king room for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the weekend of KaboomCon, $110 per night.
Lock it in, people.
A standard queen for KaboomCon, so that's 2 queen beds, $150 a night.
Lock it in.
So if you've got 2 people and you're splitting a room, like you and I will probably do, even though I don't live terribly far, it'll still be nice to be closer for at least the night before.
Yeah.
We'll probably split that cost for the Friday night.
Yeah.
So, $75 a person, not bad. Now, the pricing is based on single or double occupancy. If you have a 3rd person or a 4th person, it does go up by $5 per person.
We won't tell.
So if you can get
Don't mess that up.
if you can get 4 people into a standard queen room, now you're talking about $160 divided 4 ways. That's only $40 a person. That's not bad.
Yo, just make sure you got a pillow between y'all.
It looks like each bed comes with 3 pillows.
Boom. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you don't mind being a little spoon and a big spoon.
Now, if you really want, you can, of course, pay a little bit more. And upgrade
Superior.
the superior king, the superior queen.
I want to know what that means.
I'm looking at it,
Because
and
they look like exactly the same to me.
yeah, I don't. Is the different? No, I was going to say
They
it's
just
the difference.
literally it's just camera angles.
It could be you're on the first floor instead of the second floor. I don't know. And then they have some suites.
There's suites in this place?
Yeah, they got a 2-room spa suite,
What?
a regular 2-room suite,
Let's get that.
king spa suite, the king
Let's
suite,
get a queen spa room.
a queen spa suite, queen suite.
That's
Oh, and here's the other cool thing.
Oh, that's right. They have a RV park over there.
There is an RV park. So if you especially if you're like a food vendor and you're coming from out of town and you want to drive your food truck in and have somewhere to hook up the night before, this is a great spot to choose.
There you go, people.
Check-ins
Yeah.
Check-ins at noon, check-outs at noon. Back in length 33 feet, pull through length 40 feet. Yeah, RVs 10 years and older will be inspected upon arrival though.
Wow.
They want to make sure you ain't leaking.
Oh, yeah.
So you're close to all the action. It's really good
Close-
location. It is,
Close to all the action.
it
And you're
is-
close to KaboomCon. That's more important.
and you're close to the freeway.
Yeah, that too. Don't
So-
don't miss it because the next exit's a ways away.
So at the Gold Dust West, they do indeed have a bowling alley.
Might have to bring the ball.
Um,
Oh wait, no, I'm flying, so I'm not bringing that ball with me.
do you have your own bowling ball?
I have two.
I did not know this.
Oh yeah, no. Jerry, my mom's husband, he's big into bowling, and so they'll be out here next year. Matter of fact, for at South Point doing the bowling tournament that they have. It switches between Vegas and Reno at the
National Bowling.
bowling Coliseum
Stadium.
or whatever this. Yeah, stadium. That's what it's called. Stadium, not Coliseum. But yeah, so next year it's here. So they'll be down here for that. And but yeah, like I got my dad actually because I was doing a bowling league when I first moved out here, and then when I went back to see my mom a couple years ago, Jerry sent me back home with a ball. So I have two balls.
You could have fooled me. Oh, that's cool. Bucket of beers. I'm all for that.
Bucket of beer is always down. They have those.
Look at that old Pepsi cup. How old is that cup?
That I don't even know if they have those cups anymore.
Man, because that picture doesn't look like it's that old, but that
No,
cup,
that cup is unless they they might have done throwback cups.
maybe.
They might have done throwback cups.
I don't know, man. Something I failed to mention, and I apologize. With our package, breakfast is included.
Oh,
So
snap.
that $110 a night for a king room includes breakfast.
Breakfast.
So speaking of the dining, I figure we
Most
should take a
important
look because if
meal
you're
of the day,
staying there, you might be eating there.
Yeah.
Homestyle cooking in a friendly atmosphere. The grill at Gold Dust West, Carson City, is the perfect retreat from all the gaming action. Choose from our all-day breakfast to burgers made your way, or
All day breakfast. What is
all-day
it, Jack in the
breakfast.
Box? I love it.
or one of our signature dishes, including chicken fried steak and homemade pot roast. 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. And that's great because if you're a vendor at KaboomCon, you can't come in until 8 a.m. So you get up, you have your little breakfast over at the grill, your included breakfast, and then you head on down to KaboomCon to get set up.
That's right.
So taking a look at their breakfast classics, the Big Star, 3 eggs any style, choice of 3 thick cut bacon strips, 2 sausage patties, or 3 links.
Oh,
ham.
it's 3 bacon, 2 patties, or 3 links.
Or 3 links,
Okay.
ham, or an all beef smoked hot link.
That
Hash brown and a choice.
I
of
want it
turkey.
all. Don't cut
the-
me off.
There's a little star, which comes with a little bit less. Biscuits and gravy for $9.99,
Biscuits and gravy.
but it's included. Eggs Benny. Not sure why there's the star is talking about consuming eggs undercooked. Okay. Eggs Benny, 2 poached eggs, toasted English muffin, Canadian bacon and hollandaise, avocado toast.
They must be expecting California guest.
Now we get into the steak and egg section. Chicken fried steak, giant 10-ounce chicken fried steak.
Wait, is this included?
I don't know, man. I think so. It didn't specify.
Because if that's the case, I'm getting that sirloin, baby.
Just because it's the most expensive so far. I'd rather get the chicken fried steak personally.
I'm not a huge fan. I like chicken fried steak, but I'm not a huge fan of it. So.
Oh man. Then you've got the sirloin, as you said, or a ham, half pound bone in. Then you've got the griddle.
That means you had a hacksaw that got through that bone.
Mm-hmm. French toast.
Oh, yeah, French toast. Oh man,
and they use Texas toast for their French toast.
That changes things because I really like French toast.
Or you get a short stack.
Oh, they got chicken waffles.
Oh, yes, they do. Chicken and waffles, Belgian style waffle, ham battered fried chicken tenders drizzled with bourbon honey and a side of country gravy.
Man,
I might have to get that. That does sound good.
Yeah.
Hash and eggs, corned beef hash and eggs. Create your own omelet.
Okay.
Huevos rancheros omelet.
Huevos.
I'm sorry, that's not an omelet. I guess it's just to create your own omelet, and then it's specialties. So huevos rancheros, the Sammy. This sounds good. Grilled Texas toast, 2 fried eggs, American cheese, thick cut bacon, sausage patties, ham, and hash browns.
On the partridge in a pear tree.
That sounds meat-tastic.
That does sound really good at this point.
A skillet. A smokehouse, 3 eggs any style, thick cut bacon, sausage patty, ham, half of an all beef hot link. Half? What do they do with the other half?
That better be one hell of a link, bro.
Breakfast burrito says nothing about what's in it.
It's a breakfast burrito. That's all you need to know.
Trace breakfast tacos.
I don't know. What is on that?
Corn tortillas, beef brisket, scrambled eggs, pico de gallo, griddled potatoes, cheddar and jack cheese.
Actually, doesn't sound horrible, but probably wouldn't get tacos for that. I'd much rather get something else.
Yeah, and then they've got sides, so I assume sides aren't included. I'm sure that's like an upcharge.
Yeah,
but you could just get some cereal with milk, I guess.
Boring.
Prime rib hash.
What?
For $4.99 if you just want a side of prime rib hash.
Maybe I'll just get that on the side.
If you were going for dinner, maybe the night before the event, you got some starters and salads, nachos, chicken wings. If you want me to give you something specific, let me know. Sweet potato tots, cheese curds, jalapenos.
Nah, I you know, honestly, I think we should get together and we should talk about it. Like, where if night before, getting together with, if people are down there, get together and go someplace. That'd be good. That'd be cool. I mean, because I know we'll probably end up going someplace the night after to celebrate, or the night of
the
event to celebrate a successful event.
They got a club sandwich, French dip, Philly.
Hey, they got your favorite, the Monte Cristo.
That's what I'm looking to see, and it does not look like it.
Oh, they're missing out.
It could be under entree, so I've seen them sometimes be listed there. So
really,
burgers, GDW.
GDW.
What is GDW?
That sounds like something garden. That sounds like some crazy garden patty. But except it being first, that makes it interesting. 2
quarter-pound patties, 2 slices of American cheese, GDW sauce.
Gold Dust West.
Oh.
I was like, GDW.
Okay, yeah, sure.
The Gold Dust West burger.
Why not?
Just call it the 49er. The minor 49er.
Our dam, who has not been around in a long damn time, is the heart attack included or is it extra? That's a great question, Brian. Maybe you could find out by coming up to KaboomCon next year.
And bring your wonderful wife.
Yes,
or soon to be wife, I should say.
You will be married at that point.
Yeah.
The Western bacon, and then some sides, good. Onion rings, side salad, fruit, potato salad.
Are these available all day?
Yes. Well, I don't know. I know the breakfast is available all day. So some entrees: charbroiled bison burger.
Ooh.
Fry bread taco.
I don't know what that is.
Fry bread. I had that up in Alaska.
Oh, is it that? Yeah. I mean, I know it. Okay. So is that?
That's what I'm thinking. You got to hear this one. Barbecue pulled pork, sliced avocado, pico de gallo, pickled onion, shredded cheese, lime crema on a house-made fry bread.
But that fry bread is like cinnamon sugary. I don't.
I mean, it could just be the bread without the cinnamon and sugar.
It's true. I mean, and still that would be a big taco though, because I mean those things.
Seared tuna with Basque piperade. I have no idea what that is.
What does that mean?
Mezcal cured salmon salad.
All right.
Eggplant parmesan melt.
Nope.
Then they've got some favorites: salmon, fish and chips, chicken fried steak, fried shrimp, a pound of breaded fried shrimp,
Sheesh.
pot roast, chicken penne Alfredo, bass, chicken and waffles, brisket, prime rib dinner.
Is it Chilean sea bass? I'm just kidding. It's not that.
It does not specify.
Yeah.
Then we've got the USDA steak and lobster for $21.99.
That's not bad at all.
It depends on the size of the steak and the size of the lobster.
That's 100% true.
Sirloin and shrimp, sirloin, ribeye.
Speaking of which, I had these so I didn't even know these existed. So I went to sushi last week, and they had these little lobster tails. I mean, like they were tiny, like baby lobster tails that were like, and so I was like,
like a 3-ouncer probably.
No, I'm talking about it was tiny.
It wasn't like a half.
No, it was. I mean, it was like that in between my fingers. It was
so it was a shrimp.
No, it was it said lobster on the menu.
Okay.
It was
I'll take your word for it.
Like that was like they said it said like, you know, like that was baby lobsters. They were
Fair
good
enough.
though.
Well, just as a quick reminder, Gold Dust West, just down the street from the Carson City Community Center, where Kaboom Con will be held.
No, man. It's Kaboom Con.
Thank you for blowing out my headphones.
No problem. Give you a chance to get a sip in there.
Yes, thank you. There are other hotels, of course, in the area, but none of which have great pricing that we've already established, and none of them of which include a breakfast.
Free breakfast.
Yeah. So I will tell you that space is limited. There are only 15 rooms available at the pricing that we've been able to get.
Technically only 14 because we already staying there.
Well, yes, that's true. However, there are other rooms available, so it's not like if we run out of rooms at that price that you're SOL, you could still get a room there. But you also could consider looking elsewhere in the vicinity, and I guess really briefly, just to kind of show you all what that kind of looks like. Carson City Community Center. So hotels,
motels, Holiday Inn.
So if we zoom out a little bit, it's here in the center. There's not a ton of hotels in the area. There's the Gold Dust West, which if you were going to stay there right now tonight, $83 for a cheap room. They've got the Roadway Inn, which I don't recommend. The Hardman House is actually a pretty nice spot. 116 if you were going there tonight, or I'm sorry, checking in on the 31st. But then you start getting further away. Now you go down south to the Federal, $100 a night. Carson City Plaza, 92. So it's all really, at the end of the day, a matter of how far you want to travel. You can go further 6. You can stay at the Motel 6 for $59, but it's
as long as you know, don't stay at the Sleazy 8.
Yeah. So, so there are other options close by that, or in town. I wouldn't say close by, but Carson's not a huge town. Worst case, if you're as far as you could be up here in the north of Carson, at the
You're not
Hampton
that
Inn
far
and
still.
Suites, you're talking less than a 10-minute drive. If you're in the south of Carson, way down here by the Fandango, the Courtyard by Marriott, you're talking about a 10-minute drive. So
Make sure you don't stay. I mean, well, you could stay there if you want to, but like you don't really stay at GSR. That's too little far.
I'm sorry, that's Reno.
I know, but I'm saying if people wanted to stay there for some reason, it's way far.
Why? I'm not sure why that would be your first go-to. I mean,
That's the
Atlantis
nicest
is
place
further. Atlantis
That's
is
the-
nicer, and it's further south.
I don't know. I like GSR, man.
That's fine, but Atlantis is nicer.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, I mean, yeah, pretty. I don't know.
and
But
there are a number.
That was
of,
just the first one that popped in my head because we talked about it last time.
there are a number of other hotels in
Yeah.
Reno, South Reno, that are much further south than ones that are really close to my neck of the woods. The Hampton Inn and Suites, a Staybridge, Spring Hill Suites, Hilton Garden. So if you want to stay, like, let's say you're flying in, right, and
Yeah.
you just want to stay at a hotel close to the airport and get a rental car,
Feel it.
there are plenty in South Reno that, and again, from South Reno to where I live to the Carson City Community Center, it's like 25-30 minutes.
Yeah.
So, and there's no traffic. Screw you, California. It's nice because I can deal with a 30-minute drive,
If it's 30 minutes.
and if I'm going about 20-ish miles, a 30-minute drive, and I only went about 2 miles, I got a problem with.
Listen, I was telling somebody this story the other day. When I used to work with you at FedEx in Sunnyvale,
Mm-hmm.
I would leave my house an hour early
Mm-hmm.
before I started, and sometimes I'd still be late.
Mhm.
One night, I went to the gas station to grab some gas at the Arco around the station from the store. And I was like, you know what? Let me see how far it really is. It was only 14 miles.
Mhm.
14 miles. And I had to leave an hour before, and sometimes I was still late.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unacceptable.
I don't know if you remember, but when I lived in Dublin and was working in Fremont,
Jesus, yeah.
so that was only, I think it was literally 10 miles. It was right around just under or just over 10 miles.
Is that it?
Yes.
I swear it felt like forever to get out to that house.
Yes, that's what I'm going to say, is that it's only about 10 miles, but it was a minimum drive of an hour. Like if I hit everything perfectly and traffic was clear, it was an hour to go 10 miles.
Well, I mean, also depending on no, because the canyon wasn't even a viable option right there.
And I'm not sure this is all the traffic and none of the benefits of the Bay Area or LA. What benefits are you referring to? Because I like not having an income tax. I like having a lower cost of living. I like being able to buy a house for an affordable price. I got to tell you this. So somebody that we used to know that we did theater with back in the Bay Area,
That we used to know.
they recently posted their home for sale in Fremont. And this home was like a 3-bedroom, and I can't remember if it's like 1.5 or 2-bedroom house. Okay, 3-bed bathroom, so 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Okay, it's like 1,400 square feet.
We used to do theater with them.
Yes, I'll tell you after the show who it is. It's like 1,400 square feet. The house is around 60 years old. It looks beat up. Like I mean, you're spending anywhere between 50 to 100 grand just to fix it up.
So it's selling for what? 1.5.
You're not far off. It's like 1.27.
Yeah. So yeah, too much.
$1.3 million for 1,400 square feet.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
I looked up the mortgage just for funsies. If I did a 20% down,
Mhm.
which bear in mind 20% of $1.3 million
It's asinine.
yeah. So the mortgage ended up being almost $8,000 a month.
Asinine. Yo, listen. My buddy Rudy, who was my next door neighbor for years, his dad's house that was right next door. His dad's house is now worth like over $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's what 1, 2, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. Yeah. Oh, disconnect. It's. I mean, like it's. Don't get me wrong. It's a cool little house, but like the amount it is worth right now is ridiculous. I think last time he told me it was around the same price. I think it was like 1.4.
Yeah, I don't get it. Looking at the house I grew
And
up
it's like
on,
and like but you're paying over $1 million for like no property. Like there, remember those new houses that were built like before we left? Like, well, they weren't new; they'd been up for a while, but like literally, they were right on top of each other. Like those were over $1 million. I'm like, bro, why? I'm not getting anything. Like literally, I have no this way. I have this way, but I have no this way. And I mean, it was like I think the houses ended up being like three floors.
You got to remember, James, we do live in 3 dimensions, not just 2. So,
oh yeah, but I'm just talking about like I understand that, but I'm saying like I didn't have any length to the house. I had height to the house, but I had no like
square feet is square feet, man.
I guess.
I mean, you live in a 2-story home right now.
Yeah, I do. But I'm saying like this is not. I mean, I didn't expect anything. I expected what I got, and I'm not paying nearly that price.
Well, you're also not in the Bay Area.
That's 100% true. Like
Yeah.
this house probably in the Bay Area would probably be close to at least 500.
The space that you're in the San Francisco Bay Area would be 500, probably 800 to 900 grand.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to remember. So I looked at it recently just for funsies. The 1,000 square foot condo that I lived in just before I moved up here.
Yeah.
That
right after you got married, right?
That is valued right now at like 800 grand.
That's ridiculous.
For 1,000 square foot condo.
And that place had what? 2 bedrooms?
2 bedroom, 2 bath.
Yeah.
Insane. Absolutely insane.
Anyways, with a balcony that saw that looked over nothing.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. The only thing that I can say that I miss about living in the Bay Area is the theater community.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I don't think I miss really anything else.
Yeah. Actually, no, speaking of the theater community, I had Christy hit me up the other day on Facebook, and she was like, she asked me like she said they needed a bass, and I was like, first off, Christy, hi, but I haven't lived in California in years, so yeah, no,
8 years or 7 years for you, I guess.
Yeah. And I was just like, yeah, I haven't lived there in a while, but nice.
Thanks for thinking of me.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, because like when I first read the message, it looked like a kind of calling all like people with bass voices. But then when I read it, it was like she was specifically talking to me. So I was like, oh, okay. And then I responded, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not anywhere near there anymore. So, but I was like, hey, thanks.
Thanks for playing.
How are you? Hope you're good. Because I didn't see her at all after she got married.
Yeah, she stepped away from theater for quite some time.
Yeah, apparently she's back in now because I know after she got married, I didn't see her. I saw Jamie, her mom, quite some, but I saw her at zero.
Yeah, I mean, well, you got to remember, Jamie was a producer on West Side Story that we directed. And
Right.
yeah, so
No, well, I'm saying I'm just in general. Like I said, normally I would see her everywhere.
True. It's time.
Season 2.
Last week you pissed me off.
Yeah, sorry, whatever.
Because you hadn't watched episode 1 at that point.
Yeah.
So now we get to talk about episodes 1 and 2. And tomorrow comes episode 3.
Yeah.
So take it away. You watched the episodes more recently than me. You watched them tonight, as a matter of fact. So walk me through your thoughts on episode 1 first.
I like the fact that it like literally picks up from where season 2 begins where season 1 ended. With because they of course they do the recap, which is nice. And then like him running and trying to get away, and honestly, like the crazy part is just like the computer the graphics that they do, the visual graphics they do for him getting like torn between times. It's like it looks painful, but like they did a great job with that. I like the way he's jumping to the past, jumping to the future, jumping to the past, and and because it's what was that? There was a show.
Is it Murphy's Inc?
No, it wasn't Murphy's Inc. There was another show. It was on NBC a number of years ago where he would
Timeless?
jump to. No, it was another, like it wasn't time. It wasn't like he was going through time, but it was basically like he would fall asleep when he was asleep. He was always tired. So when he was asleep, he was awake in this other like reality, and when he was awake, he was asleep in this other reality. So but the thing is that each place would give him clues to help him with the other case. So that's kind of what this first episode was, where something would happen, he'd have to go, he'd jump back to the past and it's like, hey, make sure that they have this, and then he'd jump back to the future and be like, hey, I need that thing. So I kind of dug how that whole thing, once Loki really figured it out, he's like, okay, I'm gonna have, like, this isn't gonna work out in my favor. And him just trying to explain, like, guys, we are in serious trouble. If this guy comes back, we are royally screwed. And like nobody's listening to him. Even Morpheus, who is a friend at this point.
Who?
Did I say Morpheus?
You did.
Morbius. Morbius, who is a friend, is not like, he's like, what are you talking about? And that Owen Wilson, what are you talking about? Kind of Owen Wilson-esque. But and then like the whole thing with them just trying to get everything locked down, because they have now they have these multiple, everything's just fractured, and their holy prime timeline has been jacked. Yeah, they are doing their damnedest to try and keep everything together. And then episode 2, that was just like from the beginning, just like the action of it, just the run sequence, that was absolutely phenomenal. And the end credit scene with Sylvie coming back, even though I was like, that it almost didn't look like her.
Well, you got to remember, in season 1 she was pregnant.
Oh, is that what was happening?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, no, it just like she looked a little bit different, but it was still her. The whole seeing that old school McDonald's, I was like, yo, I remember that McDonald's, like that, like all the restaurants.
See, I asked my wife, I was like, do you remember when McDonald's used to look like this inside? And she said,
yeah.
No.
Oh, I definitely remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, you know what? Yeah, I remember even more than that. I remember Wendy's looking like that. Wendy's, because you remember that Wendy's in Fremont used to have that atrium area,
That I remember back when they used to do the biggie fries in the yellow containers.
Yeah. But like I'm saying, like that there was the whole like, but that McDonald's, I remember those McDonald's like that. Like I don't remember just because like the boards had changed by the time that I was old enough to really remember. But like seeing the old uniforms and stuff like that, I was like, yo, that is legit. You could try our new chicken McNuggets. That was when he said new chicken nuggets, I was like, yo, did the nuggets only come out in the 80s? I thought they had been around a lot longer than that.
I don't think so. Jenny says I thought she was postpartum. She might have been. I thought she was pregnant during the filming.
Of the first season, I think she was.
Yeah. But I don't know.
I mean, she had. I mean, that's a possibility.
Yeah. Do you remember? I don't specifically at the Newark McDonald's over by closer to your house. Do you remember that there used to be a train in there?
No, that was the Fremont one.
No, it wasn't. The Fremont one had a carousel.
Oh yeah. No, I do. Yeah, that's right. Because you're right. And then because I remember
that train actually, when they remodeled, McDonald's donated that train to the church that I used to go to, and it was out in the play yard for kids to play on.
Oh, crazy! Yeah, no, and yo, seeing that tree in there with the creepy looking tree, I was like, yo, I remember those.
Mm-hmm.
I think McDonald's needs to bring those characters back, bro.
The creepy tree,
Fry Guys. I know they still have Grimace apparently, and the Hamburglar, Mayor McCheese.
Rabble.
Or bring back Mayor McCheese and the whole. What was that bird? What was that bird's name? I don't even remember if she. I remember it was a girl.
Airy? I don't know.
I'm gonna have to go look it up right now.
So overall, what are your thoughts on this season to date? So we're a third of the way through because it's only 6 episodes.
So disappointing. No, I mean I think this is so far so good. I'm very interested to see what happens now because this whole, especially in episode 2, no spoilers, but
you can give spoilers. It's been a week.
Oh, okay.
Shame on them if they haven't watched yet.
With the destruction of the other timelines, like what does that do? What does that do to everything else? Like that's the main thing. Like,
well, not every other timeline has been destroyed.
Not everyone.
They pruned the majority, but there are still a number of timelines left, which likely means that it will continue to then branch off again.
It'll probably end up being because they have that thing that's kind of holding everything together. I can only imagine that holding for so long before it can't handle it anymore, and it just kaboom.
Kaboom. Kaboom Con.
Yeah. But so I did go and look. We talked about prior to the show. Has Tom Hiddleston worked? Has he won any awards? Nothing major. He's won some MTV awards, some People's Choice Awards, Kids' Choice Awards. So I mean, some people like those. So yes, he has won awards, but he hasn't won any of the what we would consider the major awards.
Gotcha. So yeah, I would agree. Overall, I'm enjoying the series so far. It's crazy that we're already a third of the way through. After tomorrow, we'll be halfway through the season. That just is mind-boggling that it's so short. But season 1 was only 6 episodes, so it's
that's true.
They
pack a lot into these episodes, so it's not like you're they pack a lot in there.
Agreed. So yeah, I really like it.
Like so go back a picture. Like when she showed next one. Yeah, when she showed up and I saw this, I was like, wait, who is that? I realized
this was the post-credit scene of episode 1.
Yeah, I realized it was her, but I was like, she looks way different right now.
She looks a lot thinner in her face.
It's been a hard. It was hard. I mean, like she doesn't look. She looks like I don't know. Maybe there was something about the. She looked less shiny.
I
Than,
think, and I'm trying to pull it up right now. Like here in this image, you can kind of see, like, look at how narrow,
yeah,
and you can kind of see here too. Like,
yeah. I was just like, I was like, she does. I mean, I don't know what it was. Like she was. I don't know. She just seemed way hotter. I mean, don't get me wrong. She's still an attractive woman, but she was like way hotter last season.
oh, so that's what this all comes down to is your level of attractiveness to her.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm still attracted to her, but I was just like, huh. I don't know. It was just like it was a little different.
And so that's what how you decide if you like a series is based on how attracted you are to the female
No, I was
protagonist, or
no. Gosh, no. I've already. I mean, like I was.
sometimes you like the female villains. Is that what you're going to say?
I do. I like I like a show if it's a good show. Like Loki is a legit series. Like this is probably out of all the Marvel series that have come out is still number one. And I've liked all the series that they've come out with. But like out of all the series, I think Loki is still number one, and it actually was number two when it first, because it was the second series that came out because WandaVision was the first.
Mm-hmm.
And so, seeing this was seeing Loki season two and, it building in, I just, I'm still really sad about this whole Jonathan Majors thing.
I mean, it doesn't seem that they are.
It looks for some reason, it feels like they're still going with it. But at the same time, it's like, like because like, I don't know. I mean, I don't trust the sources that because like normally Screen Gems is one that I trust, or not Screen Gems, Screen Rants is one that I trust. But like some of the stuff, I'm just feeling like I'm getting mixed signals. So I don't know. I don't know which ones to. I'll have to kind of wait and see what they do. That's
Fair
pretty
enough.
much what it's going to be. It's going to have to wait to see. Because I mean, I think this Kang Dynasty thing was supposed to be huge, and so the whole accusation seemed to throw a monkey wrench in things. But again, it was just an accusation. There was nothing confirmed, and then apparently, the story got recanted. So I don't know what to believe anymore.
Yeah, I don't care. I am not. Here's my thing. When it comes to known, pedophiles, sex offenders, stuff like that they've actually been convicted, that's one thing.
Yeah.
A person making an accusation, that is exactly what it is.
There's an accusation. Do not rush to conclusions based on that. Don't change everything based on those accusations, because sometimes.
Well, the premise of our legal system is that you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty.
Correct.
So I do not support when the cancel culture concept. I think that if people are rushing to judgment, they are the ones that should be canceled, and because at the end of the day, we're hurting people that could be absolutely innocent, and we've seen this multiple times where claims have been made against an individual, and then eventually it turns out that
then nothing actually happened, but you've already ruined this person.
Yeah. Speaking about ruining people, I got a.
What? That was a weird segue.
Well, no, it's a great segue. Have you heard about Jada Pinkett Smith's new book?
Ugh, I'm so done with that woman.
And how she admits that her and Will have basically been done for the last 10 years. And that the only reason they stayed together was just to keep up appearance.
I don't know. Like, I thought she was amazing. But over the past couple of years, I've just been so over her. Like, I mean, like, and don't get me wrong, like when I first Red Table Talks, I used to watch those, and because it was her and her daughter and her mother, and those were they were thought provoking things like that. And then like this whole thing, like then recently with the whole thing, I'm just like, bruh, I'm so over you. Like
So was it when she started hooking up with her son's friend that you decided?
it was kind of before that, but like it was kind of before that, but at the same time, it was like, you're not holier than thou, like, and especially now, and so it was just like, stop.
I saw someone post the other day, and it was, it's obviously absolute absurdity, but that the truth of the matter is that Jada died years ago, and actually it's Tupac in disguise. Uh,
That's stupid. But no, like there was there was the thing where she actually said there were apparently like in this book or whatever, she said like Tupac was actually her soulmate or whatever.
Mhm.
And yeah, and so it's like, bro, like I mean, I just don't know. Like honestly, like if you were trying to keep up appearances, you can stop now. Like I understand like Will didn't like when he married Jada, he was like, this is it. Like like I understand when like watching interviews with him prior, after they got married, things like that. He was like, this is it for me. This is it. Um, his first marriage didn't work out. And so he was pretty much determined like this was going to be it and this was going to be the one. But like, and they've had weird kind of pacts throughout their relationship where, I think one of the things he said, he's like, I'm done making you happy. Like you have to make yourself happy. I can't make you happy. You have to make yourself. And so, but yet at the same time, they were always like, they always seemed like a good relationship in Hollywood. And then, especially over the past few years, it's just been like, this is messy. This is absolute messy.
according to Tyrus, Jada is actively trying to bury Will for attention. And for some reason, Will is letting her do it. At some point, enough will be enough. No, I don't think so. Will Smith is a bit of a cream puff. He hasn't turned on her in the last 10 years. That evidently she decided she was done with him.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I think and that's the thing is I think that's what I'm saying when like I said, he said that was it for him. I think that was the main thing is that even if it wasn't, I and that's the problem is that obviously at this point in time, they're in different books, not even on different, not, they're not on the same page. They're not in, I don't even think they're in the same book anymore. And it'd be better now that if the house they have is huge, so I mean like you could literally live in separate parts of the house.
Well, and
And
it's unfortunate that he pretty much destroyed his career by standing up for her.
yeah, absolutely, because she doesn't have she doesn't have his back like whatsoever.
And did you also hear that she came out and said that the whole reason for the slap comes back to a time when her and Will first split up? Supposedly, Chris Rock asked her out and she turned him down. And she feels that that's why he was like making jokes at her expense.
No, well, no, that also goes back to it actually, well, there might be that, but also there was the whole thing a number of years ago where Chris Rock was hosting the Oscars, and Jada, it what like Will Smith was in the video. He didn't really say anything, but Jada was basically like, you shouldn't basically
I
telling
know
me.
the joke about, she was, not going to go to the Oscars because of, everything being whitewashed or whatever. And he made the joke that her not coming to the Oscars is like him not being allowed to get someone else's panties or
Well,
whatever.
that's the thing. He just didn't care. Like he was like, I already got hired to do this. Like I'm not gonna turn this down because you say so. Like you don't control me. And so like I think
Yeah,
and
you
so
didn't accept my advances.
yeah, so I mean even if that did happen, I don't know. I like again, like this Hollywood, we never actually really know the whole story in most cases. But like I don't know. I just think it's a little sad.
According to Brian, we need to stop expecting Hollywood celebrities from being pillars of moral standards. I don't think I ever thought either of them were.
No,
They're screwed up people, maybe
they're
more screwed up
humans.
than most. And here's, I wholeheartedly agree with Brian that we should. It's to me, it's a step further. I don't think we should be holding them up as pillars of moral standards. I agree that that should never happen, but it's even more than that. These people should not be outside of the films and television that they do. They should not be in the limelight. They should not be at all put on ET all the time or put in tabloids. Like these people don't deserve to have that kind of coverage. Yes, the movies or TV that they do, okay, cool. That's great. I don't need to see them at any other time or any other point. I don't need their lives put in front of me. I don't want their lives put in front of me. I don't watch that crap. I don't consume that crap. But there's a point where it comes so forefront into the center of our society that it's hard to avoid. Like the slap, right? I didn't watch the Oscars. It's just not something that I partake in anymore. But how could you avoid that? Like
It's
if you
everywhere.
everyone everywhere, if you have an internet connection, we're aware of that situation.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching the Oscars that year when I saw it, and it like we talked about, I thought it seemed like it was almost staged, and then it wasn't, and I was like, oh, wow.
And Tyrus says that they're still together for business reasons, I think. Look at Vince and Linda McMahon. They're still married, but not together. That's true. And he goes on to say, she, and I assume he's referring to Jada, has a full head of hair during the interview for claiming she had to shave it all off because of alopecia.
Well, some of the wigs now are looking pretty darn amazing. So
you're thinking that it's not that she has a full head of hair, that she's wearing a wig?
yeah, I mean, like the ones that are like legit looking, those are expensive, and she's got that kind of money. So I mean, I think like I said, if she had, and if she has it, she has it. That's not a big deal. But like, like if you're gonna say you have it, then just, I mean, almost one of those things, like roll with it.
Yeah. Well, and Brian made the point about we shouldn't be looking at celebrities and holding them up, and I agree. The hard part for me is there isn't really anyone in our society that these days should be looked at as a pillar of moral standard. There used to be a time where politicians, you could look at them, and while you may not agree with their politics, usually most of them,
that was a good he was a good person.
yeah, it used to be most of them were pretty decent, upstanding people.
Now they're all nuts.
Yeah, like there is. I can't point to really any fine, upstanding politicians on either side of the aisle lately.
Except the good old, I have to go back in time. Good old Jimmy Carter. That man's still building houses at like 100 years old.
I mean, he's dying. He's on his death.
Saying, I know, but he was still building houses. He was still building houses when he was like helping build houses and stuff. And he's old man.
Yes, there is truth there. But yeah, I mean, there's no one that I think we can really look to today in our society around us to say that's who I should emulate.
Kanye. I say that jokingly.
Brian says used to be. When was that? Political corruption goes way back. I'm not talking about political corruption. I'm talking about
people. Like you could look at a politician and be like, that guy.
Yeah, because they
hell, you used to be able to look at pastors and be like, that guy. But even them sometimes are like corrupt.
Yeah, and I of course, yes, there was lots of corruption, and you look at Alexander Hamilton, he cheated on his wife, right? He held slaves. We know that now. Stop holding him up as some kind of pillar. And shame on certain people for writing musicals to make it seem like he was an abolitionist when he was a slaveholder. There's
I think that was based on what the knowledge that he had at the time. He
correct,
yeah,
but he hasn't done anything to try and correct it.
Well, he's already the musical's already written and stuff. I think he made a statement after. I think he made a statement a number of years ago that said like I see this now, but again, there's nothing he can really do.
OJ was likable in the 80s. That's true. He
Yeah.
was amazing in some of those airplane films or Top Gun. No,
Yeah.
not Top Gun. Naked Gun. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, look, OJ.
And he was a great football player.
Pun intended. OJ killed it on the football field.
Absolutely. He was a great football player.
If you want to go and watch Dave Chappelle's thing about OJ, what he talks about, and he's met OJ Simpson 3 times in his life, and he tells the stories. It's a great like it's in one. I can't remember the special, but he starts. He does it somewhere near the beginning. He does another one in the middle, and then he drops one at like near the very end of his special. And I mean, it's like the way that he drops them into it's absolutely perfect. It's Dave Chappelle, so it's his stuff. He's amazing.
So I wanted to just take a couple minutes to talk about Murphy's Inc. We talked about it a little bit earlier that we are episode 8 will be releasing worldwide on Friday.
There you go.
But then we will be taking 2-week hiatus.
You know why that is? So we can finish the year off, people.
Yeah, because we've still got 7 episodes to go. So
we want to take it. We want to take it to the end of the year.
Well, just about.
I mean, like a little bit before, but still, that's where that's where we're going.
So we start off again with episode 9 on November 5th.
Okay.
And we'll run for 7 straight weeks, all the way up to worldwide release will be December 22nd for the finale.
So you know what that means? So literally, if you haven't listened to it, so if you haven't listened to it at all, this is a great series that you can play over like Christmas and enjoy the holidays with Murphy's Inc.
Yes, or you could listen now because we are taking 2 weeks off.
Right. And just get caught up. I'm just saying, get caught up, of course. But I'm just saying, if you have, when you get together with your family, you know what I'm saying? You get together with your family and, you're like, hey, you listen to Murphy's Inc? And then you're like, let me introduce you to this wonderful show that I've been drawn into.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Produced by the wonderful people at 97 Now Productions. I actually didn't even mean for that, but that actually worked out great. Appreciate that. But yeah.
The thing that I wanted to get to, though, is that season 3
of
Murphy's Inc.
in pre-production, people.
The writing has begun.
Pre-production, people.
So it is coming along. We literally just last night had a meeting with one of the writers.
Pre-production, people.
And that I felt like it was a very good meeting. It was very productive.
I you know what? Like I didn't really, of course, I know Tyrus. I've had conversations. I was on conversations with Ashley, but this was the first time actually really hearing Sebastian. And man, like the passion this guy has for writing, it's infectious. I dig him.
Well, and it's obvious that he is
cares.
A fan of the show and what we're doing as well. So that's exciting. And he's writing 6 episodes for season 3. Yeah, we've got so here's the breakdown of season 3. We've got 17 episodes.
Right.
We've got Tyrus Rayner, who's here, and he said there's something wrong with Gleason and he's hiding something. Okay. I'm not sure who he is, but okay. So we've got Tyrus Rayner, who is writing 5 episodes on season 3.
Okay.
We've got Ashley Dean, the creator of the Oak Bridge series
Right.
that is coming soon.
Coming soon.
She's also the one of the writers on season 2 of Murphy's Inc. She will be writing 5 episodes on season 3.
Cinco.
And actually, she's writing 5 consecutive episodes.
Oh, dang.
You've got Sebastian Andrade, who was a writer on season 2, who is writing on Oak Bridge, and is going to be writing 6 episodes on season 3 of Murphy's Inc. That leaves 1 episode left.
Is it you?
Yep, I will be writing one episode 100% myself, and it is the finale of season 3.
Oh, better not be garbage.
I don't think it will be. It's going to be fun. No, I'm not going to give anything. Why? First of all, we're still in season 2. Why would I give anything away?
No, I'm not looking at you like that. I'm like, okay, bro. Okay.
What do you want to do some writing?
No, I'm good.
That's good.
Actually, I don't know. Depending on like where we're going, I might, I wouldn't mind. I did kind of dig some of the interrogation stuff that I wrote.
It's definitely fulfilling when you take the writing and then you actually get to hear it all the way through.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like I like hearing the scene, because I mean the one from the more recent scene I got to hear, and I was like, oh yeah, I wrote that.
Brian says season 3 finale, best of both worlds level stuff. And for those of you that don't know what he's referencing, shame on you. He's talking about Star Trek TNG. Probably easily one of the best finales for a series ever, and for sure in the Star Trek world, best series finale.
Oh, you know what I started watching?
No,
I started watching Picard.
Okay.
Like, because
did you watch all of TNG and then the films before, or?
No, I didn't watch everything. I mean, I've seen it. I watched the good portion of TNG. I didn't see. I don't think.
There's a lot of stuff in Picard that you really need to know. Voyager, you need to know Deep Space Nine.
Well, I watched like Voyager, pretty much all the way, because it used to come on after SmackDown, so I used to watch it. But then but for Deep Space Nine, I didn't really care for. But I mean, like most of the stuff, like for Picard, it's like big people fans who are big into Star Trek, yes. But even somebody like myself who is my foot's in the water, so I kind of know some, but I don't know all. It's still the few episodes that I've watched have been very entertaining.
Tyra says, push through season 1 of Picard. Season 2 is the best. I disagree. If I had to rank the 3 seasons of Picard, it would be 3, 1, 2. 1, I feel is significantly better than 2. But 3 is much better than either. So, and I do agree with Tyrus here. Strange New Worlds is the best Star Trek series since TNG. Strange New Worlds is pretty awesome. It really harkens back to the original series.
Yeah.
It is a true prequel to the original series. Also, Tyrus says,
is that what it is?
Is going to be suspenseful. Y'all gonna love it.
Is that what Strange New Worlds is?
Yes, Strange New Worlds follows Captain Pike, who was the captain of the Starship Enterprise just before James T. Kirk.
Right.
I would say if you're going to watch Strange New Worlds, you probably really should watch Star Trek Discovery, at least the first 2 seasons, maybe 3.
Well, the main thing is I only got it for a few more months. Like I got a free subscription. I got a free month subscription to Paramount Plus. When I went to go cancel, they were like, "No, we'll give you 2 free months." And I was like, "Okay." And so,
yeah, no, you need to binge. You need to get through. I mean, most of those series, the they're 10 episodes, maybe 12.
Yeah, so like the main thing, that's the main thing. I was just like, yo, I really, because I remember I watched the very first episode of Picard because it was available free on Amazon uh Prime when like the first episode came out, but then that's when CBS had their own streaming thing, and I was like, yeah, I'm not buying that. And then like again, like I knew it moved over to Paramount Plus when all this everything kind of all those Viacom properties moved together, and then I saw the opportunity to get this free month, so I was like, cool, I'll try it out, just because there was a couple movies I knew that I wanted to watch on Paramount Plus, and then it was like, okay, I'm good, I can cancel this, and then they gave me those 2 free months. So I was like, okay, let me jump into Picard real quick, try and get through these. So, because I've liked Patrick Stewart,
Sir
Patrick Stewart, for quite some time. You know, I mean, because like when I first got introduced, you know, because like he was the first captain that I knew, you know, from Star Trek. So he's the one that I knew, the one I kind of grew up with, and then you know, followed. Well, there was another I can't remember the one from Deep Space Nine, and then Janeway,
Cisco,
yeah, and then Janeway.
And Cisco was not a captain when Deep Space Nine started. He was a commander.
Oh, that's right. He was Commander Cisco. Yeah,
he got promoted.
Yeah, no. So I mean, like, so I don't get me wrong. I've seen. I haven't seen. Oh no, I'm missing a couple of the Star Trek movies, and I know those are on Paramount Plus, so I need to watch those. Like I need to watch Generations again because I saw that one First Contact. I think I missed. There's a lot of that. There's a number of movies. There's a few movies that I haven't seen. I've seen like the original Star Trek movies. And then I saw no, the only one that I haven't seen of the new trilogy was the third one, Beyond or whatever that was called.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. And
that's
then,
okay. That's okay.
And then like I guess you would consider like the TNG movies. There's a few that there was like, I think the last 2 I didn't see.
Insurrection.
Yeah, I don't think I saw it.
Nemesis.
Yeah, I don't think I saw either of those. What was First Contact? Was one with the Borg, right?
Yes. So there were 4. There was Generations, which was with the Nexus, and James T. Kirk was in that.
Right.
And Guinan. The second one was First Contact with the Borg. The third one was Insurrection, which very much felt like an extended TNG episode.
Uh-huh.
And then the fourth was Nemesis, in which turns out Picard had a clone of him. Nemesis. Brian says Nemesis is bad, but it plays into Picard season 1, and there is truth there.
Okay, so because then there's the last one I remember is Generations the one where Data gets the emotion chip.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that was the last one that I saw.
So you didn't see First Contact with the Borg?
No, I think because I remember on TNG I remember when he became a part of where the Borg like captured him and he became like part of the
Picard did Locutus.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like season 5.
Well, I mean, I remember that, but I don't like the thing is that I remember I saw Generations in theaters, and then like all the other movies for some reason I missed. I don't know why I missed them. I just missed them, and so like again, like I'm gonna have to do a full watch of those because like I said, I got Paramount Plus till December, so
take it all in, man.
Yeah.
Tyrus is back to work. Have a good rest of your shift. First Contact is essential for Picard all 3 seasons. Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because I know in season 1, there's the whole thing there where the Romulans have like they've taken over a cube, and they're like
they got somehow the cube got cut off from the hive mind, and so like they've kind of taken it over and they're using it as a research facility, blah blah blah. So like again, I'm not that deep into it. I'm just still at the beginning. So
Yeah, I could do a whole separate podcast on Star Trek, and because I had an interesting conversation with Lawrence Iriarte when we were attending a con a few months back, and he asked me, if you had to pick one, which would you say you're more inclined towards, Star Trek or Star Wars? And I said, I love them both. I'm not one of those people that's an either or.
yeah,
But I think if I had to pick one, being able to take everything into account, like all films, television, comics, if I had to pick one, I think Star Trek probably is more in line with me looking at it as a whole, because I feel like it is humanity, hopefully where eventually we're going, where Star Wars, it's so disconnected and disassociated from humanity today.
well, it was in a long time ago in a galaxy far away. So yeah, so I mean, of course, it's disconnected, but like, no, I agree with you. Like, I didn't even realize that the Star Trek has comics.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. But yeah, no, I mean, I think, yeah, I mean, like, there's a piece of it that seems like, like Star Trek always kind of had this kind of hopeful aura around it.
Yes. So, and just to be clear, Star Trek comics are still happening and releasing today. And just because you irk me, you like make me feel pain when you make comments like that. IDW, one of the major comic companies, I would say they're in the top 5. Have there's a number of Star Trek series comics: Star Trek, Alien Spotlight, Simon Earth, Burden of Knowledge, Captain's Log, Star Trek Classics, Countdown,
Oh, I'm just saying, I just didn't know
Deep Space Nine,
I just
Con.
I just did not. I mean, I guess probably because I wasn't looking for them, so like I just didn't know that Star Trek had comics.
Yes, they do indeed. And just so as you know, IDW again is a major player, and here's how you know: they also have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Mm-hmm.
Sonic the Hedgehog,
Okay.
Godzilla, and some of the other ones you probably don't know: Lock and Key, Dark Spaces.
I've heard of Lock and Key.
Okay, and Dark Spaces,
No.
Bloom City.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
Lock and Key was that? I feel like there was there a game or something, or was it a movie or something? No, this looks a little different than I remember hearing something about Lock and Key. I don't remember how I heard about it or whatnot, but it might be a little bit different than what I'm thinking.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, there might have been something else called Lock and Key, but I do remember. Yeah, I've heard of that name sounds familiar to me.
And just so that you know, just releasing this week, Godzilla had a new issue released, Star Trek Defiant, and that's obviously Worf, who was in charge of the Defiant in Deep Space Nine. Halloween, as in Hollow Deck. So that's a TNG reference because there's Picard. Strange New Worlds had a release this week. Star Trek 5-Year Deluxe Edition had a release this week. And TMNT had a release this week, a compendium.
Nice.
So yeah, three Star Trek releases. I'm sorry, four Star Trek releases in comics this week.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yes, and this is the guy that's part of the creative leadership team at 97 to Now Productions, who's currently working on our first comic book series.
again, I just did not know that Star Trek had. I just did not know.
So, James, what else is new and or exciting? What have you been up to? Anything?
Well, looks. I guess I ended up joining the chorus at the TSA chorus.
I'm sorry. There's a TSA choir.
Yeah. It started in LA. And then the one of the people that started it down in LA, she came out to Vegas, and so she wanted to start it here. And I happened to be after I was done X-raying, I don't know why, like a song popped in my head, started singing, and one of the guys that was in there, he was like, "Hey," his name is Will, and he was like, "Hey, you should think about joining the chorus." And I was like, "Nah, I don't know." And he's like, "No, you should. It's good time." And I was like, all right." And so he gave my information to the her name's Shalita. He gave it to her.
Shalita.
Yeah. And so she hit me up and was like, "Hey, would you interested in coming down on Tuesday and auditioning?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay, no problem." So I came down, did a little audition, did some Dock of the Bay, Bill Withers, and yeah. So it seems like it's a good time. I mean, right now they got some of the basic God Bless America, national anthem, stuff like that. But
So
we're
is this
currently working on some Christmas songs.
Is this an a cappella group or?
Apparently, right? Or like, no, she said they are using tracks right now. See, apparently in LA they had a guy that played piano. He's like actually like he actually is a gospel recording artist that works for TSA. So he was playing piano. So she's trying to get kind of the same deal, because I'm sure like there has to be somebody within TSA who plays piano and things like that. There's a ton of different people up in this thing, and so
okay. So when you went on Tuesday, so just yesterday, right?
yeah.
So you went to an audition. Was this like with the entire group there, or was it just her, or how did that work?
Yeah, it was the group that was there. There's I mean, it's not huge. Don't even, like literally.
How many?
When I went, so there's 2, 4. There was 6 people there.
Okay.
I made 7, and then I guess there's 2 more guys, but they weren't there yesterday for some reason. But
so the group is at 9 now.
yeah. So I mean, apparently they've gotten they have all parts. So sopranos, altos, tenors. I'm trying to see if I can get in as a bass and not like part bass, but yeah, no, I mean, so far, I mean, it like everybody in there I pretty much knew. I didn't really know that they sang, but like.
So you went in trying to be a bass, but you sang.
No, I mean, I just.
Bay.
Well, no, because I mean, I didn't do it.
Did you go sitting on the dock?
No, I did. It was. I started actually. The problem was I started too high. And so that kind of threw me off. But yeah, no, I mean, it's a song that I like. It's a not too hard of a song. So I mean,
why not September?
Just because I didn't. It just seemed a little too much for me in that point in time. Plus, she's not in the choir, but I was telling one of the ladies I work with, Valerie, she was like, I was talking to her and I was told her that I was going to be auditioning. She's like, "Oh, what are you going to sing?" And I was like, "I'm not really sure. She's like, "Oh," then like the next day she came back. She's like, "You know what? I think you should do something Bill Withers." And I was like, "Huh." And I was like, what song? She was like, and I kind of like just the Bill Withers songs that I really knew. And I was like, "Sitting by the Dock of the Bay." She was like, "Yeah, that'll be a good one." And I was like, "All right, that's what I'll do." So that's what I did.
So aside from, okay, what other Bill Withers song were you considering?
Just the 2 of us.
Okay.
And pretty much that's the only two that I really know that I know well.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised because I just pulled up a list of Bill Withers songs, and I'm like, okay, I know that one. That could be a good choice. Maybe, maybe, maybe. So Lovely Day.
Yeah, it's the only problem with. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Lovely Day, but the only problem is just that I'm not hold. I just didn't really feel like holding that out.
Ain't No Sunshine.
Oh damn! Yeah, no, I'm forgetting all these songs. Yeah, no, and no, like the one.
I'm not done. Lean
Okay.
on Me.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
there's a number that I know, and that they're. But like I said, that was the one. Like when she said Bill Withers, like that was the first song that popped. Um, like Sitting on the Dock of the Bay was one that popped into my head that like immediately when we talked about it. That was the first. That was like one of the first ones that popped in my head. That one and Just the Two of Us. And then I was like, which one would be probably better for And then so I went with that. But like now, yeah, Ain't No Sunshine would have been real good. Now that I think about it,
I would have gone with Lean on Me.
Lean on Me is a good one. I like, and actually, what's funny is I was just singing Ain't No Sunshine the other day, which is funny.
You sing that song a lot, actually.
Ain't,
Almost to the point where I would say you do it on the reg.
Ain't No Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't. I mean, I've only done that a couple times at karaoke.
Yes,
But,
but there are times where we'll just be talking, and I'll be sitting in a room with you or whatever, and you just break out into "Ain't No Sunshine when she's gone." And where did that come from?
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, no, I mean it's a good song. Don't get me wrong, I dig that song. But no, I think like I said, when immediately she said Bill Withers, or she said you should do something to Bill Withers, that was like the only two songs that popped into my head at that point in time were
Two of Us,
and Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. So that's what I went with. But yeah, now that I think about it, I could have done any of those songs, and that would have been actually Ain't No Sunshine or Lean on Me would have been
which is interesting to me, mostly due to the fact that Sitting on the Dock of the Bay actually isn't Bill Withers, it's Otis Redding. But who's here to judge?
Oh damn! Did I screw that up that bad? Did he?
Yeah. Did I? Yeah.
Oh damn! You're right. I don't know how I messed that up.
Yeah. As I'm sitting here and I'm like,
yeah, you're totally right. I don't know how I messed that up.
I'm fairly certain Bill Withers did not.
Or did she say Otis Redding? Maybe. No, I don't know. I don't remember what she. I don't know why. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Now that I don't even know anymore. So, but anyways, that's what happened.
Because if she had said Otis Redding, the song I would think for you would have been "Try a Little Tenderness."
Yeah, you know what though? That song is actually so
or My Girl.
Was that Otis Redding?
He did a version of it, yes.
Oh, I didn't know he did a version of that song. But yeah, regardless, I mean, like, so that's the thing, as that I part of this chorus now. So
interesting. I didn't realize this. Did you know that Otis Redding died when he was only 26?
Really?
Born in 1941, died in 1967.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, very, very short lifespan, but got a lot in.
Yeah, definitely. What's funny is that one of my coworkers, Landon, he's really into music and stuff like that, and we were talking, and we were like, like I was asking him, I was like, do you think some of these artists, if they were to come out now, they would last? And he was like, it's funny, I was thinking the same thing, and it was like how like now I don't think the Temptations and stuff like that, they couldn't come out now because just how the sound, but
But like when they came out, that was like there was a
Hold
they
on, because here's the thing you've got to remember: the Temptations, if they came out now, who wouldn't exist, right? Because the Temptations, they're a standard bearer that so many people look to say that that was their influence, right? So if you never have the Temptations, that sound never
no,
probably
I'm yeah, no,
exists.
I'm just saying like I was just thinking of like I was just thinking out loud of just like groups and things like that. Yeah, no, understandable like that you say that because like a lot of people found influence from the Temptations, Marvin Gaye, things like that. So if like those people didn't exist, that sound wouldn't exist anyways. But like what I'm saying is just like I was just talking about in general, and he brought up a good point where these artists came out at a specific time. They were able to go from and he was like a lot of them had, when you kind of look at it, almost a 4 year, there's like a 4 year point in time
Hmm.
where they went when they went huge. And then they might have had stuff come out after that, but it never really hit the same as those 4 years did. And
You guys got to talking about NSYNC.
no, we didn't talk. Well, I think I did bring up. I think I brought up like some of those like NSYNC and stuff like that. But um, it's just the just like what he was saying made a whole lot of sense. And but then there are those rarities of artists. Like where Michael Jackson came out with stuff later, but it still never hit the same as Off the Wall or Thriller or Bad for that.
Bad.
I mean, I think Dangerous, in my opinion, is probably really his last great album. Where Invincible has some good stuff, and actually, when I went back and listened to Invincible, there's a lot more that I like about it. As I got older, I didn't really care for it when I was younger when it first came out. And then there's like some stuff on the history that he has, and Blood on the Dance Floor is kind of just a weird mashup of songs. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff that Michael Jackson came out with, but I think like his last true great album was Dangerous. And so but you think he had a very long career. There's certain artists that just had longer, were able to extend their careers out. We were talking about producers, where how producers, Jimmy Jam, like some of the sounds that came out, like that new Jack era, that new Jack swing era, he's responsible for a lot of that. Terry Lewis, those guys, they had a sound, and it kind of went all across the R&B and genre. And that was a certain time period. Whereas I brought up one of the examples I brought up. I was like, yo, one of the people that has like gone way past that, Quincy Jones. I mean, Quincy Jones has done stuff.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, that's a producer.
He's a producer,
right?
so it's a little bit different. But
would Quincy Jones exist if not for Berry Gordy?
Well, Quincy Jones was before Berry Gordy. I mean, like like Quincy Jones was doing stuff before Berry Gordy. It wasn't like he was producing. He was doing like orchestra. He was doing like orchestra stuff. Because like Quincy Jones was like hanging out with Stevie Wonder and stuff when he was younger. Or not Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles. Quincy Jones was doing stuff like he was. I don't know if you consider it producing, but I mean he was doing the orchestra conduction for a number of artists before I think he became kind of a producer per se.
All I'm going to say is you should definitely do some black music research before you speak sometimes, because Berry Gordy's doing stuff a lot longer than before Quincy. And I'm not in any way trying to negate Quincy Jones, because man is amazing. But if not for Berry Gordy, there probably is no Quincy Jones.
Because maybe, I don't know, because like I know, he never really, I mean, he might have worked on some stuff with Motown, but like because Berry Gordy,
I mean, actually, the whole thing, like, yeah, without Barry Gordy, there were definitely like a lot of the sounds that we have wouldn't exist. I can, definitely guarantee. Like Motown changed a lot of the game. Motown changed the music game a lot, and unfortunately,
And who started Motown?
I'm sorry, I know Barry Gordy started Motown. That's what I'm saying. Like that was that. Like that's what I was saying. I acknowledge the fact that Barry Gordy definitely, like
Quincy
without
Jones, big band, 50s.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He was doing that was before Barry Gordy was.
But he was not producing. He was not creating. He was more playing and orchestrating, but he wasn't creating a ton at that point.
Well, he like even when you're doing big band stuff, he was writing a lot of stuff. He was writing. He was
an arranger and a conductor in the 50s. He didn't really start doing true writing until after that.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. Then, but yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, I'm sure Barry Gordy like kind of gave him.
Can you stop playing with that bottle? It's freaking me out, man.
That. I'm sure I mean, sure there was probably he probably ended up meeting with him at some point. And was like, hey man, you should probably get into this. But you know, also Barry Gordy didn't really like competition too much.
I mean, Gordy did bring in Quincy Jones to do a lot of stuff, and
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know he did.
That's how the Michael Jackson connection happened.
Yeah, because I know, and then Michael Jackson, and then that must be how Quincy Jones kind of got a hold of. Well, he produced a lot of Michael Jackson stuff. It's not like he stole Michael Jackson.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, no, like actually, you know, speaking of Michael Jackson, one of the Halloween song that comes up shouldn't even really have existed. So you know, Somebody's Watching Me.
Mm-hmm.
So Rockwell is one of Barry Gordy's kids. Mm-hmm. So are the guys from LMFAO and all that stuff. Anyways, so the reason why Michael Jackson's even on that track. So I heard this story and I was just like, that's amazing. So Rockwell was doing this demo, and Barry Gordy went to Michael, and when Michael's still with Motown, was like, hey, you know, I want you to, you know, can you just jump on this demo with my, basically probably said something about my son or whatever. And Michael, you know, yeah, no problem. So the song wasn't even supposed to be released, but yeah, then like the guy who was kind of telling the story behind it, he's like, if you have Michael Jackson on a song, and at that point in time, the song's getting released.
The funny thing to me is that people always seem to forget that Jermaine is on that record too.
Jermaine's on that album?
It's Michael and Jermaine.
Oh, I didn't even know. I didn't know
doing
Jermaine
those
was on.
vocals.
I didn't know Jermaine was on that. I only knew Michael, and because it clearly sounds like Michael on there.
Yeah, that's Michael and Jermaine.
I didn't know about Jermaine on that because he never he never got credit for that, or like in a lot of the stuff that I've like with that has Somebody's Watching Me, it says Rockwell and Michael Jackson.
I mean, Jermaine doesn't get a lot of credit for Jackson 5, so
yeah, he doesn't.
Jermaine doesn't get a lot of credit for the Jacksons.
True. I mean, but like everybody knows, like Jermaine was in the Jacksons, Jermaine was in the Jackson 5, like, and they know he did stuff with them. Yes, of course, Michael kind of steals the spotlight from everybody because it was Michael. But yeah, I have not seen anything with Jermaine on Somebody's Watching Me.
He indeed is. So yeah, but that's the interesting thing. Like when you have a dynamic force like a Michael Jackson, how much they overshadow. And to that point, like, would Michael be as successful today doing stuff he did early in his career, right? But then the caveat for me still comes back to how many people today has Michael influenced that wouldn't exist if not for Michael?
No, and that's the thing is like Michael, Michael. I mean, you talk to pretty much any artist that came out 90s, like late 80s, early 90s, 2000s. Yeah, like Michael Jackson is like one of the biggest influences. Like I don't know if we haven't talked about it here, but like I remember the day that he died.
like that was one of the first times I've seen like the entire world mourn like an artist. You know, like I was just like, wow, like that's crazy. But yeah, no, I mean, like again, yeah, like if certain people didn't come out when they came out, would where would music be? Where would
Right.
music
And,
be?
and so that's where like I have a hard time with those kind of hypothetical questions because they don't think through the whole thought.
Oh yeah, there it is. Produced by Curtis Anthony Nolan. The song featured backing vocals by Michael and Jermaine Jackson, with Alan Murray on percussion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like again, like I said, I'd never seen anything about Jermaine on that. So
Jermaine never gets credit.
no love. Actually, it was so funny. Like before, I think it was I remember seeing something where the Jacksons were going to be doing. They had a residency down here in Vegas. I don't remember where for a little while. This was years ago, and just hearing it was like without Michael, it doesn't sound right. Like
I don't know. There's a number of songs that the Jacksons did that didn't have Michael that
no, but they were
really
doing
good.
no. The thing was they were doing songs like the
They were
songs at
doing
least
Jackson 5.
at
Right?
least the songs that they were doing on the talk show that they were on, you know, promoting this little residency that they were having down here. They were doing like Jackson 5 stuff. They were doing the stuff that had Michael in it. And at least on on the show, they might have done stuff, you know, I never saw the show, but they might have done stuff without that was just Jackson's songs. But yeah, no, like the ones they were trying to do without, it was just like, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, because I mean, for me, and I just pulled this up really quickly. Like right away, there's 3 that you could go to that you don't need Michael for. Can you feel it?
Yeah.
Blame It on the Boogie.
Yeah, I think he just kind of brought a little something different. He brought a little extra to it. So that's.
And Enjoy Yourself.
Wait, but Michael was on Enjoy Yourself, wasn't he?
I don't think so.
I feel like he was. You gotta enjoy yourself. Yeah.
He was, you're right.
Yeah.
But for sure.
Actually, the one I think of, it's called there's, I think he was on that too, but Place with No Name, well, aka Heartbreak Hotel, is one that I think you could probably get away with without him on it.
Mm-hmm. Can you feel it for sure though?
Well, that was like, because I remember my mom was saying when she was younger, she saw the Jacksons in tour, and that was like how they started, and that's like Jermaine starts that off.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I don't even think Michael was on that track at all. Period.
Can you feel it? I think he is on that track, but that's only because it appears on some of his compilation stuff.
Really?
Yeah, because one of the albums that I had that had Michael Jackson on it. Hold on, let me do this.
Because I know he.
Oh, that's saying Jackson 5, but that was way after Jackson 5. They weren't Jackson 5 at that point. That's when they were the Jacksons at that point. But yeah, Michael was on that one.
I guess he was. Randy was the other lead, which I didn't realize. I assumed it would be Jermaine, but
even on the Jacksons album, like Michael was on the cover with them. So I think that was, I want to say that must have been right before Off the Wall.
Yeah.
It must have been right before Off the Wall.
1980 is when Can You Feel It came out.
Yeah, and I think Off the Wall came out in 81 or 82?
79.
Oh, so before it. So before Off the so yeah, that's probably so that's probably what happened. So he did Off the Wall, then he went into that, and then am I thinking? Oh, no.
It amazes me how many people still stick around when you sit there and you're like,
Yeah, no, Thriller was 82. That was the one.
because we it's interesting watching the numbers fluctuate, how we have like thousands and tens of thousands watching and then we'll drop like drastically. But it's the number of people who still hold on while you're like, let me tell a story, but I've got to like.
No, yeah, no, that's why I was confusing Thriller with Off the Wall. So Thriller was 82. Off the Wall was 79. Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, Thriller came out after.
Yeah, no, I knew it was after. Have you heard the 40th anniversary?
Yes, I have it.
that Starlight is so bad.
Mhm.
We've talked about that a while back, but I was like, man, thank God they cut that one.
Mm-hmm.
But the one song that I am a little upset by was Carousel. Like I really enjoyed Carousel, and actually, because when I have the anniversary, I have one of the anniversary editions of Thriller, and it has like a clip of Carousel, and I didn't realize that it was actually, I knew it should have been like a full song, but when I downloaded the 40th edition or anniversary, I was like, oh, this is actually a full on song. That's awesome, and so actually getting to hear the whole thing was that I love that song. I'm hoping, I kind of hope. I want to know if Timbaland, because there was that when he came out with Escape. That was a pretty cool album, because with the deluxe edition that had the original recordings as well as the Timbaland remastered recordings.
I'm trying to understand. Is Brian saying he's leaving because he's tired of listening to us chat about Michael? And Brian, you have both of our phone numbers.
Yeah,
you could always call us or
you could
text
call
us.
Yeah, we out here.
Yeah, it's
but yeah,
there's also this amazing thing where you can like do three-way calling, and you could actually talk to both of us at the same time. And it's not like we couldn't just bring you on the show at any given time.
Didn't we do that?
Yeah, yes, we have had him on before. That's true.
If you ever want to come on, you just let us know. We'll bring you on here, buddy.
Yeah, or if you just want to talk, you know how to get a hold of us. I think maybe his wife his soon-to-be wife deleted our numbers out of his phone. I don't want you engaging with those fellas anymore.
We have the same phone numbers. Phone numbers have not changed.
What are you doing? Are you doing a bad Asian accent?
I don't even know what I was doing. I was just saying. No, I wasn't really trying to do any accent there, so I do apologize if I offended anybody. But I was saying our numbers haven't changed.
Yeah, you offended me.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, white shame. Anyways, you got anything else fun or exciting?
No, man. Oh, actually, real quick. You remember how you said I wouldn't be able to? I was able to get I was able to change my Disneyland tickets from 5 days to 3 days. So
you were able to.
Yeah, I was able to do that because I bought them through Tickets at Work. Maybe if I bought them through Disneyland, I might not have been able to, but because I bought them through.
Okay, so you were able to get refunded back, and that's good.
Yeah, I got that taken care of today.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I was like, woohoo!
That's good news.
Yeah.
Anyways, the only thing for me is I started a new job on Monday.
Yeah.
And it's been an interesting couple of days. Not a lot of, it's very much self-driven. I've got to, be self-motivated, high functioning. I've got to take it on a lot myself, and that's good because I'm one of those people that can do that.
Yeah.
But
hey, I gotta talk to nobody.
Yeah. No. I do. I mean, I'm in an office now 5 days a week, and so I'm engaging with people regularly. But it's, we're at the very early point of what we're about to be doing, and so the next 2 years basically are going to be super aggressive. I imagine they're going to go by very quickly. So
Well, you're rolling out stuff like statewide, right?
yeah, and Brian says I got fun and exciting things to talk about, and I just don't expect anyone else to think so. I mean, we're interested in what might be fun or exciting for you, and
we want to be involved.
yeah, I am. I am, as a matter of fact, right now. I am logging in to the Book of Faces, and I am sending Brian a message with a link. If he means what he says, he can come on right now.
Right now.
I'd love to hear what you want to talk about. I will bring you on this show right now. I sent you a link in the Book of Faces, which you're currently logged in on, because as we can see, there's that little F right there. So I know you got my message. Just come on in. Tell us what you got going on. There is a slight delay, so we'll see. We'll see if he follows through. I'm on my 4th beer, by the way.
No. I finished the beer and I wasn't gonna get that other one because I'm like, no. And then I had Calypso, the Calypso lemonades.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are delicious. So I had the Paradise Punch lemonade.
Do you have many different flavors, or is that the only one? Or
No.
I haven't had one in a very long time.
Oh no, they have like I think they have like 5 different flavors right now. So they have so if you can read that, it's kind of the light's kind of blurring everything out. But there's Paradise Punch lemonade. Earlier today I had Island Wave lemonade. There is of course the regular lemonade, which that was the first one they started off of, and they all come in these nice glass bottles. They hold that cold very well. What else they have? Strawberry lemonade, which is really good, and then one of my favorites, which kind of become a new favorite, is the Southern Peach lemonade. So if you anytime you go to the store, go look in the they have them. Where are these at? No, they actually had them on sale this week over at Winco. If you have a Winco near you, they had them on sale. They were 98 cents per bottle. So, but like a lot of times when they're not on sale, they're like $2, sometimes close to $3 a bottle. So if you can find them for like $1, get them. They're delicious.
So Brian will not be joining us,
unfortunately. All right.
He's too cozy with the wife. So.
Next week, bro.
Yeah, just saying. Don't try and call us out.
You got next week.
He does say maybe soon, or we can just hang out without the pressure of an audience.
Audiences are great.
I don't often think about the audience except for when they're actually engaging us and sending us messages.
It's just,
you got to remember, this whole show started just so that you and I could hang out and talk, and we just figured, let's let everyone else watch.
If anybody else wants to watch and get in on this.
It is amazing how this day and age, how people do truly want to watch other people live life, and so I'll capitalize on that.
Yeah, it's weird because like literally, thanks, COVID.
Yeah, because really it was just like it is true. You had just not that long before moved down to Vegas, and I, at the time I was a little bit worried about you because you were down there by yourself. COVID's happening, world's going to hell, and I was like, I need to check in on this guy, make sure he's doing all right. And that's kind of how it all started. Was a weekly check in.
Yeah, because I mean, like after I moved out, living with Rick, you know, I like when I finally got into where I was, I got it's crazy. So March of 2020 is when I moved into the Echo 1055. I think that's what it was.
And that is when
And that's
the
exactly
previous
like
governor shut everything down in Nevada.
right as like right when I got in there. That's I mean, COVID, that's when COVID really kind of picked up and yeah, things got shut down and it was just like, yo, what is going on right now? So yeah, what a
So,
world.
One of the benefits of COVID is that we are where we are today, because you and I probably wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't have Murphy's Inc. We wouldn't have,
Right.
you know, a lot of the Kaboom Con would not be happening.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of benefits of COVID.
Pop culture kaboom.
Unintended benefits.
Yeah. Thanks, COVID. Like you shut down the world, but you made things happen.
Thank you, Wuhan, China.
All right, man. I think since Brian's not going to be showing up tonight, I think we're I'm pretty much done. You done?
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
Call it
Cut
good.
it out. Yeah.